Hey there, people. Happy New Year. Happy 2021. Woo woo. 2020 is out of here. Thank you, God. So what's going on, people? What do you got planned for the new year? This is me. I'm standing outside of my studio, and I'm just going in for the first time after taking a hiatus for a few weeks after the holiday. It's January 4th today. And, a lot of times after the Christmas holiday, I'm just done. And, I just want to party, be with my people, and relax. So that's what I've been doing. And sometimes it takes me until actually maybe the whole month of January, sometimes into February before I get back into the studio. But I'm feeling it now. I'm feeling it earlier this year. So the thing is that 2020, amazingly was actually a good year for me as far as sales and everything. Here's my noisy street. There you go. Yep. I live on a noisy road. What can I tell you? But it's great. Actually 2020 as far as art sales and stuff like that was good, and I was very busy. Now I have to go into my studio and deal with the aftermath. So come on in with me and let's have a look around. Oy, yep. So this right here is what the studio of a busy working artist looks like after the holiday rush. This my studio is not very big. It's 12 feet by 20 feet. It's an Amish shed that my husband and I finished on the inside, and you can see I got a lot of mess going on here. So that's what I do when I'm done for the holidays. I just shut the door and that's it. I'm out. So I think what needs to be done here. Whenever the new year rolls around and everything, I like to start fresh, clean the slate a little bit. So I think I'm going to do some rearranging as well as cleaning, and get maybe a little different feng shui thing going on here for 2021. I think it's always good to start fresh. So I'll be back in a while and you can see what I did in here. So once again, I'm going to go around so you can see how things were, and then we'll see how they end up. So over here is, where I put some pots to dry. That's my wedging table, my extruder that's staying there, obviously. More shelves for drying, my wheel, all my tools. This is where I usually do most of my painting with underglazes, and I keep a lot of tools and stamps and stuff like that in here. Coffee machine, gotta have that. And that is my cart for my that's my little test kiln over there, and some glazes. Got my shelves full of supplies there. This is a great old IKEA table. You can see I've got, stuff under there. And shelves for bisqueware. And this right here is my little, what do we call that? My little slab roller. Yep. All right. And okay, so I'll be back in a little bit. We'll see what shakes out in here. Bye. Hey, so I'm back outside my studio, kind of tired. It took me a full 2 days to get my studio cleaned and reorganized. So as you can see, the lights are on. It's only like 4:30 here on the East Coast, but it's starting to get dark already. So let's go in and see what I accomplished. I'm really excited and really proud of myself. So okay, let's see how things look now. Woo woo! Oh yeah! Oh, what a joy it is to come in here now. Quite a bit different than the other day. I still have to put those flowers up. Forgot about that. Much different. So in addition to cleaning, you may remember the clay that was all over the floor and all the stuff that was just slopped over. I threw a lot of stuff away, and I organized and purged. So these plants are in here because just to keep them alive until the spring when they can go back out on my pergola. But they're nice to have in here for now. You see I have a lot of wear boards behind there. I had some uncut drywall there. Cut that into some sizes for wear boards. Got my cute tiles all arranged on top of my refrigerator. Not much changed there. Put my plastic bags over here. I did do a nice vacuuming of my wedging table. That's a good thing to do every now and then because, you know, you leave a lot of dust. You see, I have canvas stapled onto the top of this desk here, or this table. So the clay dust settles into there a lot. So good to give that a good vacuum. You really have to be aware of, you know, how much dust you're breathing in, which we don't want to be much at all. So you see I have my cookie cutters and shape cutters all organized here on a little piece of fencing. Can't even tell you where I got that, I don't remember. I have these great, what do we call it, texture mats. They're actually not texture mats, they're something I picked up at a craft store for, they're for cake decorating, for fondant. So I keep those handy right there. Use that other piece of fence here to organize all of my tools that I need when I'm working here at the wedging table. You know, some cleanup stuff and my rollers and dowels if I don't want to use the slab roller. You know, I just have these handy so I can just do some little things. Rearrange this is great. So I put this little shelving here permanently so that I have something whenever I use the extruder. So I have a container, it's right there. Whenever I extrude things, I don't have to go find something. And you see I have some extra clay under there. This is some colored clay that I made and got that, you know, what I tried to do is just put everything that belongs together. Before I had clay on the other side of the room, I had clay under things, over things. So I put it all together. So this is some colored clay, and I'll do a little video on how I made that next. And have one of my scales, my extruder things, and this right here is this is dried newspaper. This is like starter to make paper clay, and I'll do a video on that also. I use rice to keep my platters and trays flat as they're drying, so I stuck that down there. Cleaned out a bunch of stuff down here. I really, as you can see, it's a small studio, so I really try to make use of every space that's available to me. So I put some clay down there, my Giffen grip, just some empty containers that I may need for mixing or whatever. And this is where I keep newspaper. This is a little old IKEA coffee table that I was using as a coffee table for a while. And you see I rearranged my whole throwing area here. So I moved my wheel on an angle. I like to be looking out the door. I wasn't really utilizing that corner before because if you remember, if you go back in the video, you'll see that I had a situation that I wanted to be like a, what do we call that? A drying rack, and I had plastic around it, but it wasn't really working. So the way I had made that was that I put two of these smaller, these racks on top of each other and then wrapped it with plastic and tried to use it that way. But like I said, it wasn't really working out. So I took them apart and tried to really better utilize this corner. So after I took that down, I put these shelves up, which is great because now I have a lot of extra storage there for larger things. I have that shelf way up there. I just use that kind of as a boneyard. And so over here I get to put all my some sprig molds that I purchased, and here are some bunch of sprig molds that I made. and we'll have a video on that at some time also. I have more paintbrushes than one artist should have. That's only a small sampling of them. And yeah, so I just have some other items here that I use for molds. And this is awesome. You probably saw this before in the other video. This is a shoe cubby that I had for my daughter when she was young, and when she outgrew it, I brought it in here to use for all my tools. It makes a great little organizer. And then over here I had this was over underneath the slab roller, and I had nothing in it, and it was taking up all this space, and I was actually going to throw it away, and then I realized, well, wait a minute, I had all these towels all over the place too, and they were not really organized. So I put all the towels and such in there, towels and some plastic bags that I needed. So making much better use of that item, and more larger wear boards back there for when I'm doing production work. Have all my bats right here. Put this shelving over here so that whenever I finish throwing here on my wheel, all I have to do is turn like that and put my items up on the shelf. And so I have just enough room here to get in and out with my fancy pants throwing chair, and it all should work out really well. And so I put the table on an angle also. I felt like I would, I don't know, maybe get more room out of that if I did it that way. So you see I have some things stored under there also. The purple box is a reclaim. Actually, those are both reclaim. One is Phoenix clay, and the other is the 365 white porcelain that I like to use in everything. And the scoop away box is just water. I don't have running water in this studio. I put a utility sink outside, and that's what I use. And so what I do is I'll just a lot of times just fill that up and have that available to fill smaller containers with. So, and then I also, move this, this shelving was piled up with a lot of crap, and threw a lot of it away and made it useful so that when I'm sitting here at my decorating table, I can put my my bisque or my greenware, my leather hard work there, and have it available while I'm working on it. So, and this is, as I said, where I do all my decorating, and so you see I have lots and lots of brushes here. I have them separated into, these are clay brushes, like if I just need to smooth edges or whatever, and these are painting brushes, as are these. I have a lot of these key cards from different hotels to use as ribs, and then I have some ribs. Lots carving tools, all kinds of fun stuff. So, yeah, and then I have my little light here to help me out, and like I said again, I make use of every space. So there's my tape, and my little coffee warmer. If I put the coffee mug on there, it keeps it nice and warm. Gotta have that. And this is just where I put some inspiration and images to give me ideas. And these are all of my slip trailing bottles and such. I keep a little Forbes wax right here in case I need it for something small. It's easy to grab. Paper towels, obviously. So everything is in reach. And before I did not have, everything was not this organized. So, so now I think I really, got things together so that everything, whatever station that I'm working at, everything is within arm's reach. Trash can right behind me, and in here, I have all these bottles of water, and I even went into these drawers and purged and rearranged things. So I have a lot of stamps and molds in here. This is more stamps and molds. Oh, tons of sponges, right? And this is all like painting stuff because I'm still a painter also. And then I have all sanding things in here. I'm not kidding you when I tell you I have a lot of stuff. And like I said, I just had it all willy-nilly everywhere. And so it was really worth the 2 days to take the time and clean everything, purge, and reorganize. Have my coffee station, moved everything over there. This I have a lot of small underglazes, things like that, tools down there. And this is where I keep some of the bisque that I made for, I was having pottery parties here in my studio before the pandemic hit. So like, that's where I would make things, people come in and paint something that I made with underglaze. So, and it's really fun. You know, I drink wine with ladies and they paint pottery and it's a blast, and I can't wait to do that again. So, yeah, and then, you know, just my little coffee place. This is, you know, my, what do you call it? My little test kiln again. Everything's nice and clean over here now. Got my bottles there, sponges, all of my glazes. So this whole area is glaze area. So some glazes over there, some are under here, along with my sifter. So yeah, and then some, you know, mixing stuff there. Again, there's stuff stuffed way back there, using every bit of space that I had available. I found this empty painting box. Of course, it wasn't empty. It had a lot of acrylic paints in it because I got it at an auction with an easel that I bought. So I took the acrylic paints out of it. So now it's just holding all these empty small containers that I'll use to put in underglazes that I make, or in gobies. So definitely was sure to mark that what it is. And up here, this is some more containers to mix underglazes, slit bottles. You see all this stuff. So this is basically the underglaze shelf here. And, you know, my waxes and, you know, brushing medium, other things that you need for that. And then this is the glaze shelf. So I organized all of the Potter's Choice glazes. I have some Celadons. This is just a clear, you know, jar of clear glaze there. So I put the Celadons together, a little bit, a few raku glazes, and some low fire glaze. And like I said, this was, everything was just willy-nilly before. So I'm really proud of myself. I can see everything, I can find it. So there's just a bunch of stuff, you know, miscellaneous stuff that I need. There's all the chemicals that I need to make the Ngobi base, which you see I have a mixture of right there. So this is all the chemicals that I need for that. I also found this box that had my, my propane torch in it, the stuff that I bought, and it was empty because the propane torch is in use. So this is where I put all my mason stains, which works out really well because they were just floating around all over the place too. So that worked well. And okay, so everything up there, you know, everything pertains to everything. Place for everything and everything in its place, right? Okay, so then down here on this table, this is some shelving that I picked up. Gosh, I have this great auction down the street from me. So I can often pick up a lot of miscellaneous stuff that I might need for next to nothing. So these shelves were there, and this is just drawing paper, sketch pads, stuff like that, you know, reference material, things like that, sketchbook. And I have some of my stencils in here. So this plastic is just keeping the clay dust from getting in there. And so these shelves are where I put my bisque that needs to be glazed, or whatever's going to happen to it. So you see I have some stuff ready to go there. Here's some pieces that I started to glaze and paint. So those should be pretty cool. And so, yep, put those over there. And then this is my last spot that I had to organize. Like I said, that green container, that had nothing in it was taking up space under this, under my little slab roller here before. So I was able to get one of those pieces of shelving to fit under there, and now as you see, I have you know, a couple of boxes with some little miscellaneous tools in it, and small wear boards, and some George's, I think they're called George's molds, and little larger wear boards there. So I have a world full of wear boards here. And on this wall is just inspiration and memories, you know, nice note from someone. Jerry Bennett is who I learned to do paper clay from, and this was, let me see, what is this? Oh, my friend Holly just wrote me the sweetest note. Some art that I really love. A beautiful card that my daughter gave me when I was really young. Or not when I was really young, when she was really young. And I love that. And this is a poster for the book, the children's book that I wrote and illustrated. And that is still available. You can find that on my website if you want to check it out. And this is artwork by my friend Temry Stanchfield. She gave me that little note. And this fellow here, if you're a potter, some of you might know Mitch or might know of him. He's a dear, dear friend of mine. He lived down the road from me for 20 years, and we were good friends, and we did a lot of fun things together. And so I keep this, what do we call this? The pamphlet from his funeral here, because, you know, I miss him, and I get to talk to him, and he's a great inspiration to me. So rest in peace, my friend. So that's pretty much my studio. Oh yes, and then here's my other little reminder to be kind, love, and forgive, and create. So there you have it, my friends. There's my totally cleaned up, reorganized studio, and now I'm gonna flip this phone around so I can say bye-bye. Okay, so I just wanted to say bye-bye, and I hope you enjoyed seeing what I did in here. And if you have any thoughts or ideas, or if you could use some advice on, you know, organizing, or, you know, what to do with something, you know, in your studio, feel free to contact me. Okay, just say, you know, leave a message in the notes, and or hit me up on my website, and you know, any information or advice I can give, I'm happy to do. All right, thanks for coming by. All right, ciao.